another NFL topic. We're gonna bring some NFL into the show.
Yes, sir.
I know y'all some NFL fans out there, so we're gonna talk about your favorite teams. But a question I got for you, and we kind of talked about this before the segment, and we definitely wanted to talk about this, is who's the best team in the NFC?
It's definitely not the Cowboys.
Oh, absolutely. As long as we can agree on that.
We gonna agree on that. It's not
For
the
sure.
Cowboys, but that defense is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is. I'm gonna go with Bishop Jalen Hurts, man. That man, right? And listen, I love San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
I love what Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is just he's a mastermind. He's a mastermind. And I mean, you got Brock Purdy out there looking like you know what I'm saying, looking like the second coming of God knows what.
He looks real good.
But one, I trust Jalen Hurts way more than I do Brock Purdy.
Right now, you have to trust
easily.
Jalen Hurts more.
I trust him way more. On top of that, the defense from San Fran is really what's gonna. I mean, their defensive line is just incredible. Their secondary is good.
Yeah.
Their O line is good. So and Christian McCaffrey's just out there. I mean, he's just
best running back in the league.
I mean, he's just
best running back in the league.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah.
I think ever since he got to the 49ers, he scored a touchdown every game.
Yeah, that's
and he does it. He does everything: catching, running, blocking.
Yeah, he just broke a record too.
He's
Christian McCaffrey's just doing whatever. And then you got Deebo Samuel's back there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he got hurt because I didn't see him play today. I don't know if he's hurt, but I'm gonna have to go with my Eagles. I say my Eagles only because of Jalen Hurts. I know that's your team, so I'm not taking your team away from you. I just love Jalen Hurts, man. I love Jalen Hurts.
Man.
I love the attitude that he brings to that franchise, to that team. I just love the energy, the positivity. I just love Jalen Hurts, man. I'm not trying to take your team, bro.
No.
I ain't trying to take your team.
I'll take as many fans that want to come. I don't got a problem with you bandwagoning. All right?
I'm bandwagoning. I'm bandwagoning.
We just lost the Super Bowl, so I don't have a problem with a Cowboys fan, because I know you don't want to be stuck in that. You're not a Cowboys fan.
No.
But I know a Cowboys fan doesn't want to be stuck in their misery. So come this way. Come this way. We'll take care of you.
Oh, man.
We'll take care of you, man.
But listen, go ahead, because I know you're an Eagles fan.
I would have destroyed you if you said any other team. So of course. So let me talk about San Fran real quick.
Okay.
Although I do think it's the Eagles, I do want to acknowledge San Fran, because we did play them in the NFC Championship, and we're gonna play them again. You're
going to play them. You're going to play them again this year.
I believe that we'll play them again.
Yep.
And so, with them, we haven't seen, because of that injury last year, I know they had a close game with the Cowboys the game before us last year, but I want to see Brock when it really gets gritty. With our defensive line, Hassan Reddick and Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham and we got Maddox now and all these guys that are gonna Blankmanship who's stepping on the scene, so I want to see what it's gonna look like, because we've been banged up. Our defense has been banged up. So when we get healthy and the 49ers defensive line is on that tier. Might be a little bit better, but I'm going to give it to us because I'm an Eagles fan. But I want to see what it's like when we're attacking them. I know the 49ers, they do have a good offensive line, but I think that we're going to be able to put pressure on him.
Absolutely.
Now, another thing is, the reason why I'm going to go with my team is, like you said, Jalen and Brock. Yeah, we're going to go with Jalen. DeAndre Swift is showing up and showing out this year. He looks like the second coming of what Shady was doing for us. The way he's dancing in the pocket, and then are you going to take Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, or are you going to take A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? So I just think we are the more explosive offense at this point. I know they're destroying teams. The only close game they had was that week 2, 30-23. It really should have been 20, but Sean McVay decided to kick the field goal for, at the end of the season. So that's the only really close game they had, and they blew out The Giants, they destroyed the Week 1 opponent, and which was the Steelers. I think it was 27-7. The Giants was 30-12, and just when they played the Cardinals, it was about 35-16. So they've had dominant wins, and we had our one dominant win, which is against Tampa Bay. We had some big leads that we blew the first two.
That's surprising by itself.
Tampa's a good team.
Tampa's doing
3-1.
Yeah,
they're going to be the best team in that division to me. That's a good team.
Tampa's doing it. Yep.
But I want to pose a threat to both the teams that we just talked about. We got to talk about the Detroit Lions.
Ooh. Okay.
With Sam, the rookie tight end Laporte, you got.
It's a very young team.
And then you got St. Brown. You got Jared Goff, who's looking even better than he looked, because he wasn't bad on the Rams. We act like he was bad. He led that team to a Super Bowl. So you got St. Brown, you got their Dave Hutchinson coming off the end. You got Gardner Johnson, who they stole from my Eagles in that secondary. So that team. They're resurging. Dan Campbell is showing that he's a much better coach than Matt Patricia was for them.
Oh yeah,
and he set a tone. He said he was going to come out. He said they were going to come out. They were going to be aggressive. You see, they gave the ball to David Montgomery 32 times for 120 rushing yards. I think he had 3 or 4 touchdowns.
He killed.
So that's a team that, as an Eagles fan, although I know we can beat them, I want to avoid that team. I want to avoid that team in the second round.
I want to avoid that team in the second round. Definitely in the second round.
I don't want to play that team.
But I will say that, and yes, the Lions are definitely. They're proven to be a very, very formidable team. They're proven to be a team that you need to respect. You need to keep your eye on, because they are playing well together. That offense is young. They have a lot of energy. Yeah. Jared Goff. Jared Goff has always been Jared Goff. He's never been a bad quarterback by any stretch of imagination. Never. But I want to go back to the NFC top, even though they're still in the NFC. But just going back to who's the best team in the NFC. Here's a couple of things that I think the Eagles, I don't want to say it's alarming, but I think we need to keep our eye out for, okay, in terms of them versus San Fran. Mm-hmm. The Eagles have shown to have some very sloppy, rough starts. Mm-hmm. I don't see that in San Fran sometimes.
The rough starts usually, this year it's been rough because we have 2 new coordinators, offensively and defensively.
Right, and the offense is...
the last few years... Yeah. We've come out in the second half very sluggish,
and that's why I said it's nothing to be too alarmed about, because we've seen. No,
you don't want to in football. You don't want to come out slow, and you don't want to get smacked in the face. You know what I mean?
And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the Eagles sometimes, the offense. We've seen this thing repeatedly, right, between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown.
Well, AJ Brown better cut it out.
We see this. We see this.
Hey, AJ, I will cut you. I will take you off that team. I'll give you your money. We'll go find somebody else in the draft. Okay? Cut it out. I know you just had your little touchdown against the Redskins, against the Commanders, but don't do that again. We're up in the game. Don't you come talking to my franchise. He's not your franchise quarterback. He's my franchise quarterback. Okay? Because I had to deal with Carson Wentz, Sam Bradford. Okay? Nick Foles got me a favor.
He got you.
Don't mess with my QB. That's one thing I'm big about, because you can't attack the QB like that.
Hey, listen,
especially when you're winning.
AJ, I don't know what's going on over there, but he needs to get it together. We've seen this last year too. He's throwing fits, he's throwing temper tantrums, giving Jalen Hurts attitude.
He better stop.
You don't see this happening in San Fran, right? You see, there's a little bit more harmony when it comes to that San Fran that program right now. So
they've always been a team that's going to compete.
Well, Kyle Shanahan's no nonsense.
So they've always been a team that from them beating the Packers when they shouldn't have beat the Packers. From them, even Dallas should have won that game those past 2 years. So it's like that's always been a team that I'm not gonna be worried about. It's just I think we have more in the sense that...
Do you think we're being a little disrespectful not talking about Dallas?
No.
I just listen.
No.
I don't feel that way, but I mean, come on. They've been... Listen, that defense is incredible. Mm-hmm. The defense is incredible.
Yep.
they've just had the same story written for the past, I don't even know how many years. So I don't see them posing a threat. I definitely don't see them posing a threat to San Francisco.
The thing is, with them this season, Dak Prescott, I believe, has accounted for, I want to say, no more than 5 touchdowns.
I think it's about. I thought it was 6.
And it could be 6.
Yeah. It's around there.
But it's in the same range.
Yeah.
They were 1-4 in the red zone today. You know, I know they had a dominant win.
Dak didn't have to work too hard because
that's what I'm saying. Now it's like you don't have to work too hard. You have to get yourself in rhythm because you know these situations. What's been the problem? When Dak has had to go for game-winning drives, he cannot do what the Patrick Mahomes, the Joe Burrows, the Jalen Hurts, even Matt Stafford's playoff run.
Bring in Cooper Rush. Bring in Cooper Rush. We need Cooper Rush. He can get the job.
Go with Trey Lance, man. Jerry's not gonna make that call this year, right? No. But they brought in Trey Lance to put pressure on Dak. Now the thing is, I think
Dak's job is on the line.
I think they put too much pressure on Dak. I think they put too much pressure on Dak. I think they put too much pressure. No. Although, like I said, football.
Dak's had 7 years. He's had 7 years.
Okay.
No.
But when I say too much pressure, it's not that I'm trying to take away the struggles that Dak has had. I'm saying is you bring in a guy right before the season. So we were already talking about Dak before Trey Lance got there.
Jerry brought him in and said, this is who's about to replace you.
He's going to... Dallas, Jerry Jones, you might even see this. Dak's not it.
No, he's not.
You can get rid of him, but yeah, I think those are the top. Yeah. If you're being respectful, quote unquote, and we're being real, because their defense is Diggs is out for the season.
Yeah,
Carson's foot. He hopped off the field today. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Eagles. Obviously, I got them. We both got them number 1. Niners 2, and then. Because for conversation's sake, we'll throw Dallas in there for 3.
The Cowboys is definitely top 3.
They're
but I'm telling you, I think the Lions will be better than them at the end of the season.
I actually think.
I really like how that team looks. I like St. Brown. I like the players. I
kind of like them better than them right now. If it was
that's what I'm saying. 3-1. They're both 3-1. The Lions had that tough loss to the Seahawks.
Yep.
But you went into Lambeau. You finished Lambeau last year, even when the playoff hopes were gone. Mm-hmm. You took Aaron Rodgers, sent him, on his journey, and then you come back into Lambeau, Thursday night football, short week, and you win in a convincing fashion. Mm-hmm. I know Green Bay's a little young, but they have a lot of potential in the years to come. That's going to be a good team. That's a team we'll probably talk about later in the season as in their potential. They're not going to do too much this year. Yep. But I really like the Lions. I love what the coaching staff is doing. And I like when franchises who have been struggling for a while come up. Yep. I really like that. So man, we're definitely gonna talk about the AFC too. But like I said, we talked about the Eagles, and we'll see what happens.